Hi guys, and welcome back to another Starcraft Remastered replay, this time a international engagement in between the two pros, as we have spawned here in the upper right in the orange. It is SSAK with his AK here, bye, so this is the South Korean pro gamer, and his opponent here spawning in the lower left in the purple. It is TRUTACZ. I believe he is from Poland, even though KZ sounds like the Czech Republic, so Poland versus South Korea here on a 4 spawning location map. Quite an interesting international engagement, as previously I only casted all South Korean games in between the pros. This time we have a pro gamer from Poland, and yeah, let's see how he does here as the Zerg versus the Terran. Let's have a look at our build orders. Pretty standard stuff. Supply depot here for the Terran, and it looks like Truta is very likely going for a fast expansion build order, either that or after the overlord he's very likely going to continue with a spawning pool in here, already moving out with his overlord into scouting. No, he's actually going spawning pool first, and I believe he's going to continue with his hatchery afterwards. Checking out the Terran, very likely going for his barracks. Of course, many Terrans really like to go into massive marines with medics versus the Zerg. It could however be also a mechanical build order, very rarely seen, but Flash did that versus Jaedong and was pretty much successful with vultures and tanks. As we also see now the Terran moving out around the 1 minute and 30-second mark to scout out the map. So pretty standard stuff by both players, nothing out of the ordinary, no intentions into rushing and so on. As we might see, of course, now Truta going for his expansion as well. So yeah, like I told you, standard stuff. We see another, should be of course another supply depot. There's the barracks. Nothing yet out of the ordinary. The production tab is here in the upper left part in case I'm missing something. So the first Zerglings are also being produced. Could be an early attack, actually. He's going for many Zerglings, so could be an early aggression here by Truta versus his opponent. We see the first Marine also being built. But this ramp, of course, giving good protection here for the Terran player, as he's also making more units here, many more SCVs. I mean, actually having more SCVs, given the fact that you guys know that the Zerg loses, of course, a drone when he builds the hatchery. So yeah, the SCVs come in, sees the expansion. We see another drone move out. This could be another expansion attempt here by Truta, but no, it looks like he just wanted to block the entrance a little bit with this one drone, or is he always actually going for another hatchery here. So interesting build order by him. We might see him go for massive Zerglings with speed very soon. Could be an option. So remember that Terran does not know about this third hatchery being produced, as he's going for his expansion here. So yeah, pretty standard stuff, unless the Zerg is going to pretty much commit with massive amounts of Zerglings. So with this nicely hidden hatchery here, he might have an advantage here into overrunning the Terran, so the Terran might react with a bunker very soon. He's trying to send out this SCV. This SCV is of course really important, and in comes the SCV. The Zerg tries of course to kill the SCV, but he's going to be able to see the hatchery now, so a good job here by the Terran scouting the hatchery. Now the Terran pretty much knows what exactly is coming towards his way. The Zerglings are moving forward, but they're hurt, and the Terran should of course be able to hold more Marines are getting produced. Is he going to react with a bunker, or is he going to go for perhaps a factory with some vultures? Actually, he is building here an engineering bay in the back, so perhaps he will do some upgrades for those Marines. Perhaps he's expecting some Mutalisk later on. And let's have a look what exactly is going to happen here. We actually see a tier 2 upgrade for the Zerg, so he has changed his tactics. He is very likely going to be trying some Mutalisk harassment very soon versus his opponent. Is it going to work out? We're about to find out, as the Zerg now finally decides to pull back. So yeah, no massive Zerglings, no rush intention here by the Zerg. The upgrades are actually starting to kick in. There is speed for the Zerglings, and we also see already a very early one weapons upgrade here for the Terran. I really like that for him. The Marines with Stim, of course, very strong versus the Mutalisk, and even of course versus the Zerglings as well. So yeah, we have a small stalemate now. Both players are preparing their macro game. Both players are pretty much protecting now their expansions, just adding more and more of those workers. And yeah, let's have a look when exactly, or what exactly is the tactics going to be. I believe this should be, of course, a Spire. A Spire with 3 hatchery. The tactics here for the Zerg, like many Zergs have shown us, pretty standard stuff versus the Terran. 1 SCV here on idle, but I'm sure he's going to use it very soon as we see more of those barracks actually being added. So we actually have a standard gameplay here by both players. Marines with medics it is going to be versus the Mutalisk, or is it going to be Mutalisk? Perhaps he might try to hide a Hydrus den somewhere. He's actually expecting an attack here, so he's adding the sunken colony, but yeah, his Zerglings is nicely positioned here, even an Overlord here. So yeah, a small stalemate. Both players are expecting, of course, who will be the one to make the first move, as more and more of those barracks are getting added, and even one factory now, perhaps for a vulture or even a tank to back up an attack by the Marines. Seeing the production tab, the Spire is about to get finished, so we very soon are going to be seeing massive amounts of Mutalisks. Some turrets are of course being placed. We might see some fire bats. Oh no, actually this is for the Marines, sorry. So in the range for the Marines, 1 weapons upgrade and a factory is being added. So yeah, 8, even 9 Mutalisks are now being added by the Zerg, as the small group here of Marines are very likely going to try to move out. Stim will also be finished, or it should have been finished. Let's just check if there's an academy somewhere. Interesting enough, no academy, just 1 weapons upgrade for the Terran. So Stim is not yet done by him. So Stim, of course, a much needed upgrade for the Terran. Either that or I've missed it, but no, I don't see an academy for the Terran. It's just an engineering way. Hold on, there is the academy. Nicely hidden here, but it's just range. So range being a priority here for the Terran. And yeah, income the Mutalisks can nicely catching those medics here. Oh, Stim has actually already been researched, so sorry about this one. We did research Stim, of course, a much needed spell for the Terran. And yeah, great pickup here by the Zerg, catching out those units, those medics. Now he's going to try to harass the middle line as much as he can, but there's so many Marines out, stimming here up, dealing damage. He sees the barracks, tries to inflict, of course, as much damage as possible. Nice micro here by the Zerg player. But yeah, he's also taking damage as well. The medics do a great job healing all of those Marines. Yeah, pretty good commitment here by the Zerg, and in the end he has to retreat towards those turrets. But yeah, the Zerg also taking quite some damage. At the same time, the Zerg, as you can see on the minimap, he did expand it here in the upper left part. So a good job here, buying some time with his Mutalisk, but the Terran looks like he's going to move out. Remember, 1 weapons upgrade has been done. Mutalisk try to catch him, try to get a good surround here, but the Mutalisk are pretty much hurt. Reinforcements are pouring forward, but yeah, the Terran pretty much holds his ground, moves out. This is going to force, of course, a retreat by the Zerg as well, but it looks like the Zerg brings some reinforcements, brings some Zerglings. It will be a great surround attempt here by him with Mutalisk, with Zerglings, and very soon great stuff here by both players. But we see the Zerglings in the front. However, the Mutalisk decide to abandon the cause, and yeah, the Zerg is now very likely on a more defensive position. A nice lurker here blocking the entrance, but there's so much Terran coming here towards his expansion point, and we even have 2 tanks. However, the problem here for the Terran is that he doesn't have any detection versus those lurkers, and even some nice pickups here by the Zerg. And yeah, is the Terran going to commit? Where exactly is he going to be attacking? So many sunkens here, so many lurkers. It's going to be really hard for the Terran to attack. The 2 tanks need to be protected in case he's moving out with his tanks. And yeah, we're closing in towards the 10-minute mark. Perhaps a science vessel is much needed here for the Terran as he's moving towards the expansion point in the upper left part. The Zerg tries, of course, to catch the reinforcements, but the Terran very smartly moving out with all of them. His problem, he has to do a great scan. He will take lots and lots of damage. I believe there is a sunken, no, there is a no Nidus Worm, sorry. And yeah, let's see, the lurkers pretty much out here. So sadly here, a great mistake by the Zerg, already taking some damage. The tanks are sieging up. In come the Mutalisk, but yeah, lurkers already taking quite some damage. 1 scan has been used, 1 lurker has been killed. The Terran is nicely, slowly but steadily moving here forward towards the expansion point, but this one is actually not mining at all, just producing some units. At the same time, the Zerg brings some reinforcements, you can see now on the minimap, and the Terran now is pretty much committing, of course, into killing the expansion point. Yeah, lots and lots of damage being taken. He's nicely, slowly but steadily moving forward. The lurkers are, however, dealing good damage, and now the Terran, sadly for him, is pretty much surrounded. He needs to split his units at the same time. The tanks aren't sieged up, the reinforcements are pulling forward. The tanks taking some damage. Now a better position here, a high ground for the Terran, as he's the one dealing damage. The lurkers are moving forward. In come the Mutalisk, everything is taking damage, but the stim is so strong. Sadly here for the much moved his units instead of attacking, so a little bit of a mistake by him, a little bit of miss micro by him, and the Terran now still in position, still moving forward. His reinforcements are also nicely pulling forward, but the Zerg at the same time is also sending out more and more of his units. High ground is, however, still in favor of the Terran, and the in come the Zerglings from the back, but the same can be said here for the Terran as he's sending out his reinforcements, but he needs to be careful. There's so many Zerglings on the ground, and there's so much damage being taken now by the Terran. This is getting surrounded by all of his Zerg units, but in the end he did do a good job here, being able to cancel this one expansion. So a good job by him. So this forces, of course, the Zerg into going into a different position, and we even see some vultures now here out for the Terran. No science vessel yet for him, so no detection, at least not that much detection here for him, as he's going to very likely going to try to regroup his units. Yeah, he's moving out once again. Vultures are also out. Speed is being upgraded by the vultures, and this time he's actually deciding to take this opportunity to expand into this location. So smart move here by the Terran, having those tanks here into this location. The Zerg tries, of course, or will try to counter with some Mutalisk. It's just Zerglings now out here for the Zerg, so very hard game here for him, as so many mines are also being placed on the map. So smart move by the Terran. No, he just mined the Millennials, and now he decides to retreat. No, of course he's going for an expansion. The Zerg tries, of course, to find the expansion, but yeah, in the end, that Terran just placing mines all over the map, and now even catching all of those drones here from the Zerg, and even the lurkers all get caught with scan. Nice split by the Terran, and the other Zerg in great danger, as he's smartly going to block this ramp, but there's so many units on the ground here for the Terran. And yeah, remember the Terran has those tanks here into this location. All of those Zerglings will take damage. It's pretty much a meat grinder here for the Terran versus the Zerg. And of course, as soon as TRUTACZ decides to GG out, as he very likely knew that there was an expansion there at the same time, this expansion here wouldn't have held for long, as we even have a move out here, a massive move out here by the Terran, with Marines, with medics, with fire bats here, looking really nice in Starcraft Remastered. So nice job here by the Terran, winning him this game. The Zerg sadly couldn't get a good surround with those Zerglings and with those Mutalisk against Marines and medics, and in the end the tanks were also a nice addition here for the Terran. So yeah, great game here. Let's just check the stats really quick. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right for you guys. Nice APM here by both players, and yeah, in the end the South Korean player being a little bit too strong, a little bit too aggressive versus the Zerg, and sadly the Mutalisk here for the Zerg didn't really do any good damage, just sniping a couple of medics at the beginning, but other than that it didn't really make a huge difference. So yeah, nice gameplay here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, we'll be seeing, of course, in the next replays. This is Tommy signing out.